Good afternoon, I'm Kay Gregory and this is your midday news fix for Monday the 1st of September. Jetstar's been fined more than $2 million for misleading nearly 100,000 customers about their compensation rights. The airline faced 20 charges of breaching the Fair Trading Act during proceedings at Auckland's District Court. Lachlan Rennie reports.
Judge Brooke Gibson said the breaches were in relation to compensation for flight cancellations and delays. Jetstar claimed the COVID-19 pandemic caused it to lay off experienced workers and replace them with inexperienced staff who provided the wrong advice to passengers. Nearly 100,000 customers were affected.
It's understood an announcement will be made this week on the foreign buyers ban. The issue's been widely signalled by the government after announcing more visas aimed at boosting the economy and overseas investment into New Zealand. Prime Minister Chris Luxon says an announcement is imminent.
I mean, you've got a situation where, as you know, we went to a policy saying we actually wanted to unwind the foreign buyer ban. You've got equally a position from New Zealand First, which is that they didn't want any of that.
The foreign buyers ban was introduced in 2018 when Labour and New Zealand First were in a coalition. The Meningitis Foundation is welcoming Pharmac's expanded meningococcal vaccine access. The meningococcal B vaccine is now funded for all under 5 years old, which could protect up to 77,000 additional New Zealand children from the disease. A major West Auckland plant nursery is facing its worst nightmare after much of its operation was destroyed in a weekend fire. The blaze broke out on Saturday night at Van Leer Nurseries in Kumeu, ripping through 7,000 square metres of sheds. Owner Harry Van Leer says this is one of the worst things that can happen to a business owner.
You prepare for events where you could lose part of your business or equipment, but nothing is quite as gut-wrenching as a fire that takes out so much at once.
Vintage car owners have been handed a win by the government. From today, vehicles 40 years and older will need just a yearly warrant of fitness check, not one every 6 months. The Federation of Motoring Clubs President Gary Jackson says there are a number of factors which mean the cars aren't any riskier than average.
These vehicles are exceptionally well maintained. The owners have great pride and responsibility to maintain those standards, and they do very little mileage.
Board games are making a comeback with more people reaching for the dice and cards. The global market now has an estimated value of more than $31 billion and is expected to grow a further $5 billion by 2029. Board game convention Wellycon organiser CD Doyle says classics like Monopoly, Scrabble and Ludo remain popular, but more players are leaning towards modern games. She says those games are less luck-based and more strategy-based and offer a lot more interaction between players. On to sports, Scott McLaughlin's finished the best of the New Zealanders in third at the latest IndyCar event in Tennessee. A return home in netball's ANZ Premiership for shooter Hannah Glenn. She signed with the Tactics after 2 seasons with the Mystics. And the NRL League is bracing for a hush in Sydney with the possibility of no playoff matches in the game's biggest city during the opening week of the finals. I'm Kay Gregory and that's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.